There's the first one, but Sean Leonard.
Outstanding of being missing in action the first 2 games. An outstanding first half of shooting by Leonard.
In fact, his shooting seemed to get better the farther he moved away from the basket. Look at that shot chart.
Yeah, there's a couple of them deep down in that corner. 4 of his baskets have come from 3-point range.
Patrick Ewing, breaking out of his shooting slump, leads the Knicks in scoring at halftime, the only Knicks player in double figures, and as you said, still searching for points from someone else.
Yeah, Oakley has worked the offensive boards well, which accounts for most of his 8 points, but nobody else is scoring.
Getting ready for the third quarter when we return to New York with the Heat leading by 8. In with Paul Sunderland.
Well, I had a chance to speak with both coaches and Jeff Van Gundy. Obviously disappointed with the team, with the way his team has shot the basketball. From range, John Starks 1 for 4, still struggling. Also, New York has to guard the perimeter much, much better as far as Miami is concerned. They felt the Knicks made their run when they got much more physical. Miami has to match that. Feel they can also get better shots at the offensive end. Alonzo Mourning's nose is not broken. That is good news, but Miami has to be careful. In 4 of the 6 wins this year by New York over Miami, they have dominated the third quarter, 28-19 on the average. Back to you guys.
P.J. Brown hitting the open jumper, and a great defensive stand to start the second half with a block shot by Alonzo Mourning.
Allen Houston, who was rejected by Mourning last possession, gets it to Ewing this time. P.J. Brown guarding Ewing. Short, and slapped to Mashburn. Mourning sets a screen for Mashburn, rolls to the hoop and gets the pass. Ewing and Mourning collide. The foul will be on Patrick Ewing. That is, no, Larry Johnson coming to help. All right, it's on Larry Johnson. That's his first.
And what a great pass by Mashburn off of the dribble with one hand. He really threaded it through from the top. You see the foul. They called it on Larry Johnson from the backside.
Well, Alonzo Mourning, who has been more like Shaquille Mourning in the playoffs with his free throw shooting.
And we've already seen him demonstrate that shooting out to 15 feet. And we've seen the shot blocking as well. Big key in this game. Both Mourning and Ewing able to escape the first half with only the 2 personal fouls.
And Ewing escaping that last one as he collided with Mourning, but the foul instead called on Larry Johnson. Mourning no misses the free throws. Remains a 10-point Miami lead. Johnson against Mashburn. There's the double team from Mourning. Oakley from outside. Still can't buy one from that range, but the long rebound into the arms of Larry Johnson. Nice pass to Oakley, stripped away by Hardaway.
I think Johnson's going to have to be a little more selfish, Tom. Start taking that shot. I don't think Mashburn can guard him on the low post by himself.
Hardaway worked himself free. Rebound to Childs. Childs looking for Ewing. Brown fronting him, so Childs takes baseline. Got away with a bad pass. Shot clock 6. Houston fall away over P.J. Brown. Pretty bucket.
Well, that was a good decision by Allen. He's being covered by a big man on the perimeter. Get that big guy to move his feet, then take that fall-away shot.
Only 3 of 10 shooting by Houston today, who's been so hot for New York in the playoffs. Hardaway threw a bad pass intended for Mourning. Hardaway, one of the NBA leaders in assist-to-turnover ratio on the positive side, which led to a $1 million bonus. But that time, his turnover leads to a Ewing slam.
Patrick caught P.J. Brown, the defender, on the high side, spun baseline, and Miami and Pat Riley want the 22nd timeout. See P.J. Brown getting on the high side, and an easy shot for Patrick.
These two teams playing 3 games in 4 days. They'll swing back into action here in New York tomorrow. Wednesday back to Miami. If necessary, game 6 Friday here in New York, and Miami Sunday, the 7th and deciding game if necessary. You have to wonder, these 3 games in 4 days, how do they affect particularly Patrick Ewing and those sore knees?
Yeah, I think coming back as quickly as they're going to come back tomorrow night, that really plays to the advantage of the Miami Heat.
Best road team in the NBA during the regular season, trying to steal one here. And speaking of steals, Larry Johnson to Childs, and a foul.
And that's going to be number 3 on Mourning. Maybe not a smart decision by Zoe. Childs had inside position. He tried to block it from behind. Mashburn losing the ball to Johnson, and Johnson with a nice cross-court pass. And you see Zoe from the backside trying to block it, and probably not a smart play by Mourning.
Here's Childs at the free throw line for New York. Miami continues to have only 1 point from the free throw line in the game. That was a result of the Childs technical foul in the first half, which Hardaway hit. Alonzo Mourning just missed 2 a moment ago, so Miami is only 1 of 3 from the free throw line, and yet still up by 5.
Hard to believe, as physical as this game is, and as hard as both teams are taking the ball to the basket, that at this point Miami would have only 3 free throws.
Knicks closed to within 4. That's the closest it's been since early in the first quarter. Three Heat players in foul difficulty. Great anticipation by Oakley to pick that one off, and New York with a chance to pull even closer.
That's the second steal because Mourning not holding off the defender in the low post.
Larry Johnson posting Mashburn, now taking him to the basket, foul Jamal Mashburn. And that'll be his 3rd.
And I don't know why Johnson isn't doing this every time down. He's only had 2 shot attempts, and that's what Patrick's telling him. Saying, Larry, you've got a mismatch. You've got to take him to the basket, put the pressure on Miami's defense.
So LJ at the free throw line. And the Miami foul woes continue to mount. Mashburn joins the players in foul trouble with 3 as Larry Johnson has risen to the task in the playoffs.
A large part of that, of course, his statistics in the 3-game series against Charlotte, the team that Larry Johnson used to play for.
And one of the things he has really done is improve his free throws. Despite that miss, he is 19 of 21 from the free throw line in the playoffs. 1 of 2 makes it a 3-point game. The Knicks have scored 7 in a row, and it's 44-41 Miami. Apple, not only this game, but the Rangers and Devils in their series, and the Yankees getting their World Series rings at the stadium today. And Dan Issel, Hall of Famer, is in town for Game 3, Miami and New York, and the Knicks on a 7-0 run. Oakley called for the foul on Mourning.
And that time, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. That time, Mourning saying to Leonard, throw the ball over on the side the defender is not, and I'll be able to hold him off. Oakley won't be able to get around and make the steal.
Instead, he makes his 2nd foul. Hardaway against Childs. Off a screen, Leonard open. He's cooled off since that torrid streak he had to start the game.
Well, he started off 4 for 4, and has since just made 1 out of 7.
Ewing out on the floor, puts it on the floor against P.J. Brown, and scores Patrick Ewing.
Well, with Miami in all the foul trouble, believe you me, New York knows it, and they're going to spend the rest of this game taking the ball hard to the basket.
That's a 9-0 run for New York. All the way Hardaway. It was the